Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Good evening. Good evening. Let a few people come in the building. If y'all just joining, make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Happy May 1st. We are in a new month, 2025. May 1st, 2025. Definitely appreciate y'all joining on this Thursday evening. It's the end of the week, so we're gonna do like a end of the week review. If you notice, this week has been real quiet, real dry in the market. So that's because we got a lot of high impact news in the market this week. And then we also are ending and beginning a new month. So that's why this week has been real quiet. We're gonna go over it. We're gonna go over it here in a minute. Let me get a quick roll call. Y'all shout out where y'all from. City, state, region, country, whatever y'all want to shout out. Let me get a quick roll call. Give me a quick roll call. Today we're going to talk about some wealth management. I asked ChatGPT some questions, and we're going to go over some wealth management. So let me know if y'all are interested in wealth management tips. All right, we got XRP currently trading at $2.20. We got XLM trading at 27 cents. We got XDC trading at 7 cents. We got HBAR trading at 18 cents. Bitcoin back on the rise. Bitcoin is rallying pretty good. It's looking real strong. I think Bitcoin is about to break out again. It's currently trading at 96,588. Ethereum still struggling. It's trading at 1,800. Still struggling for Ethereum. Algo, 21 cents. Solana, $150. If y'all are interested in learning how to trade and learning technical analysis, y'all can come over here to the Patreon, sign up to the Patreon. You can get these beginner lessons, and soon I'm going to be dropping the pro lessons. So y'all can come over here, sign up to the Patreon if y'all are interested in learning technical analysis. So first thing I want to look at, let's go over here. Let's go ahead and look at XRP. Let's go ahead and look at XRP. What's up, ZZ? Appreciate you joining. You said crazy how Bitcoin is up and the rest of the market isn't trending up with it. Been seeing that pattern the past couple weeks. I know there's this narrative that Bitcoin drives the market, and that's the furthest from the truth. That's just a retail narrative that they push out there. These markets, each one of these assets pretty much do their own thing. Like XRP is not trading with Bitcoin. XLM doesn't trade with, XLM trades directly with XRP. So all the ISO assets trade together. Bitcoin does its own thing. But to me, that was always a false narrative that, oh, Bitcoin dictates the price of other assets. No, it doesn't. But I appreciate you joining, ZZ. How's everybody doing out there? So if you're just joining, we are in the month of May. This is the second month of the second quarter. So after May, June, once we get through June, that will be the end of the second quarter, 2025. And then we will be going into the third quarter of 2025. We just got that new monthly candle print. It opened up bullish. And right now on lower time frames, it's consolidating. This is currently the monthly time frame. Let's take a look back. Let's zoom out for a minute. Let's get a higher time frame perspective. So let's zoom out to the 3-month time frame. On the 3-month time frame, the current candle that's trading, we have 1 month and 29 days to complete it. Let's see how strong May can bring to the market as far as price action. Let's see if we can get some volatility, because April was pretty quiet. Not an exciting April, but let's see what May holds for XRP and the rest of the digital assets. Right now, we're just ranging inside of this 3-month ghost pool, and below the market is that fair value gap that I told y'all about a month ahead of time. So from the 3 month, let's go down to the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame, again, we got 1 month to go. I'm gonna ask y'all in the chat, and I'm gonna need y'all to engage for me. What side of the market do y'all see the month of May reaching for? Do y'all see May going up and taking out last month's high? Or do y'all see it coming back down and taking out last month's low? That's where the liquidity is. That's where the pending orders are. So we need to form a bias. We need some type of bias. So what side of the market do y'all see XRP reaching for in May? What's your bias? What's y'all bias? Let me know in the chat. What's up, Lenny? What's up, Excalibur? So we got multiple people saying y'all want to see us take out previous month's high. ZZ, you said it's going to go back down to the fair value gap. Now, ZZ, you somebody who said you didn't want to see that at all. I remember. But now you wanted to come back down to the fair value gap? Is that because you want to accumulate more? But you were somebody who didn't want to see that. But now you saying it's coming back down. And when I remember telling you, okay, in a month in advance, it's going to drop down here. So we got one person saying it's going down. And we got multiple other people saying we're going high. Why would y'all say it could potentially go higher? Give me a brief answer. Why would it potentially go higher? I'm looking for somebody who's in the Patreon and pretty much understands why would we possibly go higher. He said it would take more if it goes there. Okay. So let me give y'all some hints. So remember, the market goes from a discount to premium, premium to discount. Below the market was a higher time frame discount. We dropped down, used that as a support level. That was a support level at a discount. Now we need to start seeking premium levels above the market. And yes, you're right, Lenny. Liquidity is definitely stacking above the market. So if I just zoom out, matter of fact, let's go all the way to the 6-month time frame. Let's go out to the 6 month. On the 6-month time frame, this candle is still consolidating on lower time frames. It's indecisive. It already has done a lot so far in the past 5 months. And this candle began in January, and at the beginning of January, we went up. We took out the all-time high way over here back in 2018. And then since then, we retraced back down, and they dropped it down to a discount level on the 3 month. And now we use that level as support and rallied higher. Remember what I told y'all in the past. Now, I don't anticipate this. Well, I don't want to see it, but I'm going to anticipate it. We have 1 month and 29 days for this candle to close. Remember, in June, this candle will close. And then we will start the second half of the year. July, August, September, October, November, December. That would be the second half of the year, the physical year. Now, let's see how we close this candle. Remember, if we could just start moving further away higher, which I'm bullish, my bias is bullish. If we can move further away higher, I'm going to kind of disregard this area down here that could be potentially forming, which is this 6 month BISI. Well, we got a month and 29 days left to go, and I want to start seeing us push higher, move away from it. ZZ, you say they could send it down to the fair value gap, institutions then buy and time it right before tariffs are over, then tariffs in and sends it up. That's a whole lot of speculation, ZZ. That's a whole lot of speculation. You said you could easily see it happening, having this plan. Only time would tell, ZZ, but you know what? Stick to the analysis. Remember, don't get outside of, the tariff. You know, the tariffs are just a narrative, right? All of those things are narratives. I teach y'all that the markets are algorithmic and these markets move ahead of any narrative that forms. That's what I've been showing y'all. I'm always pretty much ahead of the narrative because markets are algorithmic and we can see the market before anything happens. Just like I'm already showing you, like you could be possibly right, ZZ, but I'm already outlining this 6-month fair value gap and we got a month and 29 days left to go. Now, I said I want to start seeing us go higher. Let's see what month the month of May has to hold. So from the 6 month down to the 3 month, these are all macro, high time frame, long-term analysis. This is long-term analysis on these time frames. He said, that's your point. They're using the tariffs as the reason. It's the smoke screen. Okay, for sure, for sure. Now, it depends now. Hey, like I said, let's see how we close this candle. We got 1 month and 29 days left on the 3 month. And then the next quarter, which will be the third quarter, will form. If we start seeing, okay, if I teach y'all in the Patreon, what's potentially forming, and I'm already ahead of it. What in the Patreon, when I show you a candle right here, it's a pattern. What's potentially forming? Y'all tell me in the chat. What's potentially forming depending on how this candle closes? I'm already foreshadowing and forecasting. We got this candle with this swing low. We got a candle to the left. And then here in a month of 29 days, that new candle will form on the third quarter. What could be potentially forming that I teach y'all in the Patreon? Y'all tell me in the comments. Y'all tell me in the comments. Y'all don't know? Going once. Going twice. All right, what's potentially forming is a swing low pattern, a swing low. I talked about that in the Patreon. That swing low pattern. What we need is a candle that forms to the left, to the right of this swing low right here. And let me get a rectangle. So for example, a pattern like this, after this candle closes, that will be a potential swing low pattern. And then we have a wick potentially coming down, depending on how we close and move higher. But I'm waiting and forecasting how this candle will close. I think this candle closed with strength. That's just my opinion. I think we close with strength on this candle. If we do, then we're possibly going to move away. And also, if I just look at Bitcoin for a second, this is what I'm talking about right here. I'm using Bitcoin as the example. There goes that swing low pattern that I'm sitting here highlighting. You can see us drop down, and now you can start to see Bitcoin move away. Well, guess what? What you think is forming in XRP as well? Y'all think it's random? See, I don't use the narrative. I go off of price. I don't care about the narrative that they putting out there. What is price action telling me? Because I know that price action is algorithmic. This shit repeats over and over and over again. So I don't care about the narratives that they spin. I'm reading price. Hopefully that makes sense. Back to XRP. Same similar thing is forming. So let's go down to the weekly. We just began the month of May, but on the weekly time frame, we're still in the month of April. So let's go to the economic calendar. This is still the current week of April because May fell on a Thursday and today is May 1st. So going into next week will be the official week of May in the market, not in reality, but in the financial markets. Next week will be the official week of May. So far this week, you can see the volatility and the choppiness. It's been real boring, real dry out there in the crypto land. That's because, like I told y'all early in the week, did y'all remember what I told y'all early in the week? What to expect in the market? I told y'all, if y'all are traders, us traders, we're out the market by Wednesday. We're out the market by Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday is our opportunity. We're done going into the rest of the week. So that's because of non-farm payroll and the high impact news in the market. We can anticipate, this is a protocol that us traders use. We can anticipate the market being very volatile, very choppy, or consolidating. going into the rest of the week. And we got that so far this week. And then tomorrow is non-farm payroll Friday. Traders don't trade on non-farm, professionals don't trade on Fridays. So that's from my trader's perspective, not such a long-term perspective. I can forecast what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and go down to the weekly time frame for XRP. Going down to the weekly. All price did this week was, and remember, okay, I asked y'all a few days ago, what side of the market did I want to see taken out? A lot of y'all answered correctly, but my target was the previous week's high at minimum. Y'all remember me saying that? Press 1 if y'all remember me saying that. What's up, Big Dre? Appreciate you joining. If y'all are just joining, make sure y'all smash that like button for me, subscribe, click the link in the description if y'all want to learn this skill set. Okay. So at minimum, I asked y'all, just go back in the live stream a day or two ago. I forget when I did it. It was either Sunday or Monday. I forgot what day, but I asked y'all, what side of the market do y'all see XRP reaching for this week? I said the previous week's high. And then if we get really excited, this high up here. But guess what? We didn't get that. We only took out the low hanging fruit this week. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like on the futures contract. So let's go over here to the XRP futures, the Nano XRP. Now this is the futures contract from Coinbase, and it is the derivatives contract. So I've been keeping up with this every day. Y'all might as well get used to it. What's up, Sneaky? Y'all might as well just get used to looking at this chart, getting familiar with it, and I'm gonna show you. This is the hourly time frame. This swing high right here was last week's high. This high right here that I got highlighted, that's last week's high. So let me thicken that up right there. So what we did on Monday, we traded up, took out last week's high. Now, what does that look like for the underlying spot asset? Right here. See, on the weekly time frame for XRP, all we did was trade up, took out last week's high. So when I go look at the futures market on lower time frames, intra-week, we rallied up, took out last week's high, and then the market pretty much went bearish. It went bearish, and it's currently bearish. And that's what you're looking like. That's what you're looking at over here on the higher time frame chart. Hopefully y'all paying attention. I'm showing y'all the spot asset, and now I'm showing y'all the futures contract. Same exact thing going on. Take notes. And what I'm doing with the futures contract, I'm just monitoring the volatility. So it looks like some volatility is starting to pick up in this quietly. Retail, most people ain't even paying attention. I've been looking at this every day. And to start this contract off, you can see the choppiness, the gaps in price. It wasn't clean. And then later in the week, the volatility picks up. And what I'm outlining is previous days highs and lows. And you can see price seeking liquidity on both sides of the market. And it's just been a choppy, consolidated week so far. Like, for example, today on Thursday, just consolidating, not clean at all. That's because over here, economic calendar, high impact news, medium impact news in the market. So that's XRP. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm back. So that's comparing the markets, the futures contract and XRP. So for XRP, let's drop down to the daily time frame. We got 3 days left to complete this week. Let's drop down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, as you can see, just the consolidation. We got on the daily, we got an old SIBI that we've been trading up against. And remember, I showed y'all on the futures contract that swing high right there that we traded up and took out. Again, let me go back over to the futures contract. That high right there was last week's high. Futures contract, there it is right there. Last week's high, take it out. Above that high was buy side liquidity. Also, trading inside of a gap over here on the spot asset. And then the market just sold off back down to a discount, which is a BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So there was opportunity going higher and lower on lower time frames. And I'm gonna say that for later to show you opportunities to get short or even going long in these positions. Earlier in the week, I showed y'all a buying opportunity to target the previous week's high on my in my post on my channel. So y'all can go back and look at that. But right now, let's go ahead and look out to the upcoming week. Let's go out and look out into May the 4th through the 10th. And as we can see next week, we have less high impact news, even though we got federal funds rates coming up on Wednesday. Federal funds rates coming up on Wednesday. And then we got FOMC meetings and whatever. I don't care what they do with the rates. I don't care if they lower them or raise them or pause them. They're going to do what they're going to do. We're not in control of that. They're going to do what they're going to do. We're not in control of that. So, but going into next week, we have less new economic news drivers. So we should see cleaner price action going into May. Let me see right quick. So this week is pretty much done. I'm done with this week so far. Like, we need to go ahead. If I go back out to the weekly, I'm waiting for this weekly candle to close. Where do we close? And then here on Sunday, we will get more information on how we open up this new weekly candle. And that will start the new week of May. So I'm waiting for more information to start the new month. Overall, we're just consolidating right now. And my bias is bullish. We have a ton of liquidity above the market that we can reach for and take out. So I'm still bullish for now. And then also, don't get it confused. We still got liquidity below the market as well. We got liquidity below the market that we can target, take out, and come back down into that gap at a discount. So whenever the market is in a consolidation like you see right here, what the smart money is doing is taking out buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity or orders above and below the market. And they hold it inside of that pattern for days, weeks, sometimes months. In this case, I don't think we're going to stay in here for months. We're going to see what we do in the upcoming weeks going into June. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. If y'all paid attention to me a few weeks ago, I was telling y'all, go ahead and touch grass this summer because it could be real dry and it could be real stressful. It's going to be a hot summer and you need to pretty much take a break or learn this skill set. If y'all want to learn how to do this, sign up to the Patreon. So that's XRP. Bitcoin on the move. Bitcoin on the move. I believe it's going to come up after trading down a discount. It's going to seek the liquidity at the previous all-time high right here. So the previous all-time high for Bitcoin was $109,000. $109,000. And it's seeking that right now. Do we get it in May? It's a possibility that this might want to go ahead and break out this month in May. So we shall see. It already, so far, we already took out the high from April in Bitcoin, and it's showing strength. I might have to look at some Bitcoin futures as well. So y'all be patient with me. XLM kind of, it traded down to discount. Currently trading at 27 cents. Let me go down to the monthly. Again, similar to XRP being held, we haven't took out the previous week's high yet. XRP is doing the same thing after dropping down a discount. Look at the precision. This is a 3-month fair value gap. Look how precise this is. It drops down, touch the direct top of it, and then displaces higher. And now we're waiting for that liquidity injection from institutions. Go down to the weekly. Y'all tell me in the comments, what kind of candle is this right here? Y'all tell me in the comments. What kind of candle is that right there? Y'all know what kind of candle that is? Got 22 people in the building. Make sure y'all smash that like button. 10 likes. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if y'all brand new. I'm waiting for the answer. I'm waiting for somebody to answer me. Shout out to you, Excalibur. Yes, it's an order block. What's up, Malcolm? Shout out to you. Yes, it's an order block. So this down close candle right here, we traded down into, well, we didn't quite trade down into it, but I'm looking at that right there for a potential support level where they could accumulate. Also, this ghost pool right here, we can use that as well. That's it. You know, we can use ghost pools as well. So you can see us trade down into this wick right here. And we are currently using these levels that are hidden from retail as support and resistance levels. So again, let's go ahead and get past this month. I mean, this week. Once we end this week, we will have more information going into the rest of May. This was like an odd week because May fell on a Thursday, and then we had a lot of high impact news in the market this week. And then next week, we got federal funds rates. Let's look at the dollar right quick. The dollar's still consolidating. Like, again, manipulating the dollar is why these markets are so volatile. So let me go down to the monthly on the dollar. I'm bearish on the dollar right now, though. I'm bearish on the dollar. I can visually see a sell program setting up. Now let's see if they want to tank it sometime this month. Go down to the weekly. Trading back up into this 3-month fair value gap. In the comments, what is this right here? What is this? Yes, it's a SIBI. It's a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. And you can see, is it random that the price trades back up into that, the dollar? Again, these tools, they work in all assets. Whenever the dollar is selling off, that's a risk off environment. Risk on environment. So weakness in the dollar is a risk on environment. Is it random that price trades back into that? And now in a few days, possibly going into next week, I'm gonna look forward to pretty much roll over and get weaker. But right now, on this Thursday, May 1st, it traded back up into this to offer some type of efficiency inside of this void. But you got to keep in mind that higher time frame 3-month gap as well. We can trade through this SIBI and use it as support. Now, it looks like they're setting up the dollar for this federal funds rate. So y'all in the comments, what y'all think? Y'all think it's gonna y'all think they're gonna raise or lower the rates? Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all let me know in the comments. And it's setting up for some type of move, either higher or lower. If they pause the rates, the dollar might go ahead and trade back into this range. But if they go ahead and cut it, I'm gonna be anticipating weakness in the dollar. Big Dre, you think they're gonna lower the rates? Possibly. I think, hey, I don't know. I just anticipate and I forecast. I leave that to people who like to follow that, but I anticipate and I forecast what they could potentially doing, like I'm doing now. I think right now, dollar showing weakness. Now it's gonna suck if the dollar starts to show strength and they continue to drag this out. They need to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and let the dollar sell off, but they might not be ready for that. They're going to gradually do it. But right now, for the past couple weeks, the dollar has been in a sell program. It has been in a sell program, an expansion profile, sell program going lower. Right now, it's offer inefficiency. This trend line right here below price is a 6-month order block. I want to see us draw down into this 6-month order block and that will be a risk on environment for assets. What's up, Frozen? Appreciate you joining. Definitely like and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Like and subscribe. Sign up to the Patreon if y'all want, or if y'all are interested in learning how to do TA. But that's the dollar right now. As it goes higher this week, that's why we start seeing some sort of weakness in other assets. Like right now, XRP showing weakness. Well, that's because the dollar is going higher. Big Dre, you think that the Ukraine minerals deal is going to affect sentiment? It depends if they want to make that a narrative, Big Dre. It depends if they want to make that a narrative. Again, like I said, I'm not in control. We can bring all narratives to the table. And right now it's been quiet. The whole tariff, now the tariff shit is real, but it's kind of been dying down as well, as far as like them putting it in your face. And, you know, this kind of, from what I see, they haven't been pushing it in your face too much this week or in the past few weeks, but it's still a real thing because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing things in the streets in real life being impacted by the tariffs. But it depends, Big Dre. It depends if they want to make it a narrative. Like, who is they? The powers that be, the people that control the media. If they want to make it a narrative, it will become a narrative. And that's just how I look at it. I just try to focus on price action in these markets, and I try to stay ahead of that. Because it's too much fundamentals to be keeping up with. XDC, let's go look at XDC. XDC showing signs of bullishness. XDC just is currently trading at 7 cents. It dropped down to the fair value gap. We just printed the new monthly candle. We got 1 month to go. And y'all tell me for XDC, do y'all see it trading higher after dropping down to discount? Do y'all see it taking out previous month's highs or coming down and taking out the previous month's lows? Or trading back inside of these gaps at discount? Anything below the market is discount. Anything above the market is a premium. But XDC currently trading at 7 cents. Let me take a little closer look at XDC. Again, these markets as well waiting for this week to close. We got 3 days left for XDC to close. And so far this week, we opened up. We traded down into this what? Y'all tell me in the comment. Into this what? Traded down into that. And price propelled higher to take out the previous week's highs, which is buy side liquidity. Previous week's highs. Y'all see that? So if I drop down the lower time frames, you can see how price traded down, found the support level on lower time frames, also this higher time frame order block, bullish order block, and then it traded higher, taking out previous week's lows, and then it retraced back down into a range. So let's go down to the daily for XDC. Like I said, on lower time frames daily, there goes this weekly order block. So if I drop down to a lower time frame, I'm gonna reference a daily buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency right there. Do y'all think that's random? Do y'all think it's random that price trades down into this discount on lower time frames? Offer 1, 2, 3, 4, and then displaces higher, taking out old weekly highs above the market. Old weekly highs. After smart money accumulates, they offload their long positions, and then price rolls back down and retraces down into the range, and is currently trading at inside of this BISI right here. Do y'all think that's random? It's not random. It's algorithmic. This stuff repeats over and over and over again. Not random. And that's pretty much the end of the week. And then going into next week, we probably could see price, use this BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, for support to continue higher. So let's see. I'm of the opinion right now that May is going to be a bullish month. Bitcoin is already showing that May is going to be a strong month. Look at Bitcoin already in May. Let's go down to the weekly on Bitcoin. Yes, look at them expansion candles. That's what you want to see right there. That's that sponsorship after dropping down the discount. See, for XRP, XLM, XDC, and those ISO assets, they're just taking their time. Like, we drop down the discount and then it's slowly pushing higher. But Bitcoin is already out the gate pushing higher. That's that institutional sponsorship, and nobody's talking about it really. They're not talking about Bitcoin breaking out. And then boom, right there goes the old all-time high right there. You look how far away price is and what it's reaching for. What is it reaching for? It's obvious and clear, and it's not going to be long for Bitcoin to start breaking new all-time highs. It's already pushing higher, reaching for that high right there. It's already pushing for that high, and it's leading ahead of the other crypto assets. So I'm going to already say, okay, I'm going to anticipate the same at some point for XRP, XLM, XDC. Let's look at H-bar. H-bar, again, all these levels I've been highlighted for a month or two now. Drop down a discount. Could accumulate it at a low of 12 cents, and now it's currently trading at 18 cents. It recently made a high of 20 cents. But let's go down to the monthly. We just printed that new monthly candle. This blue shaded area, that's a inversion fair value gap. I want to see us trade through that. I want to take our previous month high and at minimum come up to the midway point of this gap right here. The midway point. I don't want to see us trade into this and reject and come back down. Now, as analysts, we can adjust on the fly. We can always adjust to what's going on in price, but that's H-bar. We just began the month, so let that sentiment build in. Let's get past the end of this week and going into next week. So, who's been y'all that are watching, have y'all considered any type of wealth management? Are y'all prepared for like instant wealth? Y'all let me know in the chat. Have y'all been preparing for instant wealth? What are some things that y'all would be doing first? Y'all let me know in the chat. What's some things, let's say XRP goes to $100 and it changes your life overnight and you hold a significant portion, or any of these assets. What are some things that y'all consider doing? What's the first things y'all would be doing? I want to ask y'all that. What are some of the first things y'all would be doing? I need that engagement. Talk to me. What are some of the first things y'all will be doing if XRP or one of these digital assets create instant wealth for you? Big Dre, you say layer up. Give me some details. Give me some details so we can help people out who don't understand what some things we should be doing. That's the topic I pretty much want to get into tonight. Malcolm, you said getting that starting 5 legal team together. Okay. Big Dre, layer up. Yes, for sure. But Malcolm, you speak on getting 5 legal team together. Starting 5 legal team. That's great advice. Anybody else? We got about 20 people in the chat. Anybody else? What are some things y'all come into instant wealth with crypto and XRP and whatever you invest in? What are some things what strategies will you deploy if you became a multimillionaire overnight? The engagement is low this Thursday, but wait till these markets start moving higher. That's when that's when I pretty much look at my algorithm. When these markets are moving positively, that's when the herd want to come in. I get new subscribers. But for y'all that are here, y'all staying engaged. Y'all should be trying to take this in. Gentel, hopefully I pronounced that right. Do you feel like XRP will crash back down like how every bull run ends? XTA guys calling for us to get wrecked holding on If you've been watching my analysis, Jantel, I show you both sides of the market. There's two sides to the coin. And just go back. I just went over it here a minute ago. So you must have been just joining. Big Dre, you say you're going to scrub your internet existence. Excalibur, hire a wealth asset management team. Frozen, change my number, take everything out of my name. Okay. So what I did was I came over to ChatGPT. I'll be working the hell out of ChatGPT. And I already had some things in mind, but I never asked ChatGPT about, because ChatGPT, hey, if y'all don't use this or you start using AI in your day-to-day, then don't be surprised if you get left behind a little bit. Malcolm, he said, you already have an LLC and business bank account. Going to need a good accountant, good business tax professional, asset protection, and that trust. That's good advice, Malcolm. And if y'all are just listening or just paying attention or just joining, that was good advice from Malcolm. Who is this? SBG Berry, savings, other investments, starting a business, pay off debts. Pay off debts is a big one, SBG. Set up a trust in a holding company. So these are good things y'all should be, that Malcolm is saying. Those are some good things that y'all should be considering in Excalibur. First thing I want to do is come over to the XRP rich list. Now, I'm not asking y'all for what y'all hold and whatnot. I'm looking at the XRP rich list, and let's scroll down. Let's look at right here where it says percentage of account balances starting at, and let's just look at, let's say, the top 1 to 3% right here. Some of y'all hold more than this, but we're just going to focus on the 3 to 1%. Now, let's just say, for example, I'm just going to throw some rough numbers out there. Malcolm, soon as you cash out, Uncle Sam will be there on that ass for 40% plus. Make sure you covered. Hey, that's one strategy as well. A lot of people are going to cash out too quick and not have a strategy. And when I asked ChatGPT, I'm going to go over it here in a minute. You should not get in no rush. Let's say you come into instant wealth. One thing that I'm learning is don't get in no rush. You need to have several months of planning. One thing, like some of y'all said, is don't tell nobody, change your numbers, switch up. But you should not be in no rush to do anything. You need to talk to people. People like you need an accountant, you need an attorney. Trust and all that can come later. But first things you want to do is accountant and a tax attorney who understand crypto taxes. So let's take some rough numbers right here. Let's just say somebody has 50,000 XRP. 50,000 XRP. That's considered like right there in the 1%. And let's just say XRP goes to $100. That's $5 million. Or should I up the number? What y'all think? Y'all think I should up it? We all know what XRP, the potential is. Let's just say XRP to $500. So let's say 50,000 times $500. That's $25 million. So we're taking 50,000 XRP and the price of XRP is now $500. That's a value of $25 million. And what's the first thing y'all doing? Which some of y'all already told me, but is it time to panic that you now sitting on $25 million? Is it time to panic? Is it time to panic? I don't think it's time to panic. You should not panic. So what I did was I came over here and asked ChatGPT. And like I said, y'all should be implementing AI in your day-to-day. Don't be scared of it. I asked ChatGPT, I say, if I come into sudden wealth with cryptocurrency, what are the first business decisions I should make? Give me a comprehensive answer. Lenny, you said you quitting your job? Okay, Lenny. I wouldn't say quit your job immediately until after, which Lenny, you intelligent. You a boss, Lenny. So you might be in position to do so. You might have a lot of savings or whatever. You might be in position. But I'm talking about for the people who don't make a lot of money, don't generate a lot of income, and they got a significant portion of crypto. those people could be thinking irrational. Those people should not quit their job just yet. And the thing I like about ChatGPT, it gives you some time frames when to move. So again, if I come into sudden wealth and cryptocurrency, what are the first business decisions I should make? Give me a comprehensive answer. It says, if you come into sudden wealth through cryptocurrency, your initial business decisions will define whether that wealth becomes a foundation for long-term financial growth or quickly evaporates. Here's a comprehensive guide covering the immediate, short-term, and long-term decisions you should make for a business and wealth preservation standpoint. Now, $25 million, we got 50,000 XRP. Price of XRP is at $500. That's $25 million. It says immediate decisions. And immediate decisions is around that 1 to 4 weeks time period. So are y'all going to quit your job immediately within the first to 4 weeks? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you come into instant wealth, hold on to your job at least 1 to 4 weeks. Sometimes longer, maybe less. It depends on how quickly you can move. So immediate decisions. The first thing you should do, according to ChatGPT, is secure your crypto holdings, which how many people, okay, I'm gonna ask this question because I gotta ask. How many people in my live stream or in my chat don't have a cold wallet? If you don't have a cold wallet, I want y'all to come to the front of the congregation, because if you don't have one, you need to get one ASAP. You should have been got one, but you might be new to crypto. But if you got a cold wallet, y'all could also press 1. But it says the first thing you should do is secure. See, that's why I asked. Echelon. You should already be prepared. You say you don't have one yet. You should, for the people that don't have one, you need to be getting one immediately. Me personally, I like air-gapped devices. So you just do your Google search on what an air-gapped crypto device is, and you do your own research with that. I don't promote or tell you what you should buy. But the first thing you should be doing, which you should already have this handled, so if you don't, do it ASAP. Do it ASAP, like Malcolm said. First thing you should do is secure your crypto holdings. Cold storage. It says move the majority of your crypto to cold wallet, which is a hardware wallet like a Ledger or a Treasure. And there's more other devices out there, like I said, air-gapped. Multi-sig wallets, which means multi-signature wallets for larger holdings. Consider multi-signature wallets for added security. So once y'all get your wallets, then look into multi-signature wallets. And then it says avoid centralized exchanges for storing large amounts. And that should be already understood. Avoid large centralized exchanges. Yeah, Excalibur, I agree. Don't buy a Ledger. Like I said, I'm recommending air-gapped devices. They're a little bit more expensive than regular cold wallets, but it's okay. More security, the better. The second thing you should do is hire a professional team. So Malcolm, Excalibur, y'all was on this. After you secure your crypto, that $25 million, you need to hire a professional team. Now, this is all being done within the first to 4 weeks, 1 to 4 weeks time period. We need to hire a professional team. So what ChatGPT says, we need a crypto-friendly CPA. And I even asked ChatGPT to find CPAs that handle crypto in my state, and it will provide that to you as well. So I'm not the one that says, oh, go to Nevada right away. Like initially, you can do that later down the road once you get a little bit more secure and you have a team assembled. But right now, I recommend you getting a team in your local state first. And then once you get more security and you can understand the taxes behind everything, then you can start moving around to the Nevadas, which is tax-free, or they have those different benefits with crypto, those other states. So this is initially once you come into wealth. I say stick with your local state wherever you at. So you want to find a crypto-friendly CPA. It says you need an accountant who understands crypto tax laws and jurisdictions. Frozen, I have an AliPal as well. Echelon, you said, I don't know how dangerous it was to keep it on the exchange. Yes, Echelon, you need to be moving right now. Matter of fact, you need to be moving right now. Get off this live stream right now and go look for you a cold wallet. No, I'm playing. But you definitely, after this live stream ends, you need to start looking into it immediately. This is like crypto 101, cold wallet. Get you a cold wallet, crypto 101. Malcolm, you said, hopefully those regs and legislation are in place so we can take it to DeFi and get the return. Yes. Again, like I said, even once you get your professional team, don't be moving your crypto around. Don't start moving shit around. We need to see what those legislations and those regulations are saying, that details, so that tax attorneys know how to move, so that CPAs know how to move, so that states can determine, okay, how they're going to structure their crypto laws, etc. We need regulations and legislation passed before you start moving your money around. But you can already be going ahead and setting up a team if you come into sudden wealth. You said, is a Ledger Nano S air gap? No. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this right quick. This is the one I recommend. I'm gonna go ahead and recommend this one. This ain't no paid advertisement. AliPal. Air gapped means no online, no Wi-Fi. Is air gapped, and they just came out with a card as well. So they just came out with a card. So I'm gonna have to look into that. So it's like a cell phone. So I don't like Ledger because the initial Ledgers was like thumbnail drives. But once they start coming out with like devices like this, more like a cell phone, it has a stronger battery life and it's air gapped, meaning you don't do no internet. There's no internet connectivity at all. Look, it says world's first air gap cold wallet. No Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, because a lot of people that have been getting hacked, and I just seen in the month of April, it was like 300 and something million people got scammed and hacked in crypto. Not 300 something million, like 300 and something $1 million was hacked in crypto in the month of April alone. That's because people be doing reckless shit. Don't answer emails. Don't even talk about this shit. But world's first air gap wallet, no Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, USB. There's no USB. No internet connections. And it has like a self-destruct mechanism as well. If it's too many attempts, the shit would self-destruct. So it makes it's very secure. And they hold all your major assets. There you go, HBAR, Stellar, Bitcoin, all the XRP, Solana. It holds all the major assets. It holds all the ISO assets. So even holds stable coins. You say AliPal is good, but people are having problems. Me personally, I never had problems. Me personally, that's because I'm not active. This wallet right here is not active. And if you look at all wallets, most of all wallets having problems. That's why we need regulations. We need regulations and legislation to allow the banking institutions to offer institutional grade custody. This is just for getting your shit offline. Getting your shit offline, securing it, and not doing much. You're just sitting still. You just need your shit to sit offline, and you don't need to be active. You just need to stay offline with it. I got Caleb and Brown, Lenny. I got a Caleb and Brown account. Caleb and Brown to me is not proven. They're not proven yet. I'm not knocking them, but they haven't been tested yet. Caleb and Brown has not been tested yet when it comes to all this capital flowing into the market, and they haven't had to handle. We haven't seen them test all that that institutional liquidity that could potentially pour in. It's a wait and see thing for me with Caleb Brown. Even though I got an account with them, it's still wait and see. It's an option for me. So for me, it's just an option. It's just an option. And listen to what Excalibur said. I don't care what wallet you go with. That's up to you. Put your assets on a cold wallet and leave it alone. That's all this is for. I don't pull this out. I haven't seen mine in months. I don't pull this out. I don't just pull this out and perform transactions like that. No, this is for security because it's not stored online. Yeah, I haven't sent nothing to Caleb Brown, Malcolm. I just got it for an option. I got it for an option. That's all I use them for. You say you move 25% of your holdings over there. I feel better holding my own holdings right now. I don't trust them enough because you know why? We're not in a regulated environment yet. I don't trust no exchanges, no brokers until crypto becomes regulated and there's laws on the books that say they are held liable for anything, any damage is done. So if they run off with your money or something happens to your funds, they are held liable to get you back that money. So that's why I'm just, I sign up for them and I treat all exchanges like that. Uphold, Coinbase. We are not yet in a regulated environment. But y'all come over to AlleyPath. Y'all don't have a cold wallet. That's the one I recommend. That ain't no paid promotion. They might need to give me one, but I ain't looking for it. Let me come back right quick. What was I looking at? Oh, right here. So first thing you do, immediate decision. This is within a 1 to 4 week time period. Secure your crypto holdings with a cold wallet. You hire a professional team like a CPA. You need a tax attorney for wealth advisor or a wealth advisor. He said they'll guide you on a capital gains, estate planning, and legal structuring. You might not need to use them just yet. You might just need to I will always say the first thing you need to do is get a CPA. You need an accountant. You need an accountant first. And then you get the tax or wealth attorney or wealth advisor. Because you might not be ready to start doing capital gains just yet. I'm not going to be looking to sell my crypto neither. Initially, like I'm not going to be trying to look to sell that because y'all know those digital assets have utility. So we need to work around capital gains and all that initially. Like we're not trying to pay capital gains. We need to work around that, and we need to figure out, okay, are the institutions going to allow us to loan our assets out to them? One of the things I was brainstorming about was, okay, I got my accountant. Institutions are now accepting XRP for custody, and we're looking to get a yield from that. I'm not going in that situation by myself. Like I'm not going to walk in there by myself. I need my attorney to represent me with contracts and all that as well. I feel like the bank's gonna pull like the record industry, the music industry type shit. If you let them, if you try to go in the bank and try to set this shit up by yourself, you're gonna be really fooled. You might not get your assets back. You need an attorney to walk in there with you or handle your business for you to set it up. Y'all read over it multiple times to make sure the terms are clear. And then you make your move with a institution who wants to, you pretty much want to lease your assets out to a banking institution. Read the comments. Yes, taking out loans, paying capital gains. What's up to the moon from New Zealand? Shout out to New Zealand in the building. Yeah, a 360 crypto deal, Excalibur. That'll be that bullshit. So again, get your CPA first and then tax attorney to help you. And you got to explain to your tax attorney what you're trying to do. Your tax attorney might not be aware of, hey, loaning your crypto assets out to banking institutions. And then can they write up the contracts for you? Can they negotiate contracts for you on your behalf when it comes to those banking institutions? So you got to be aware of loaning your shit out too as well. If you're not prepared for that, then you need to get prepared, especially if you come into sudden wealth, 25 million. That's why you don't just jump out in the first day and quit your job. No, you need for me, I might take 2 months to figure this out. It might take me 2 months to figure this out. But I'm not going to just jump out the gun initially. You need a business attorney as well to help you establish the correct legal entities and contracts. So those are three type of team. There go three team members right there that you could be forming on your team. A CPA, a tax attorney, or a wealth advisor, and a business attorney to help you structure certain things. The third thing you should do is assess tax liabilities. So determine if your gains are taxable, if you sold or converted coins. I'm gonna leave that to my my CPA. I'm gonna leave that to my CPA to figure out, okay, how to figure out if I converted coins or not. I don't know how they gonna fight. And there's no laws or rules on this. You remember a few months ago they were trying to figure out, they were trying to make everybody acknowledge their conversions, but there's still nothing dealing with the conversions of coins just yet. So right now I'm just sitting still. And then you want to plan for potential back taxes, especially if you've been trading or staking. I don't do that with crypto. That's what I've been telling y'all. I will be doing that under a business, under a legal entity trading. So that will be something completely different. But with crypto, the digital assets, I don't do all that trading and staking currently. Excalibur, that's good advice. That's good advice. 6 months to a year before quitting your job. That's great advice right there. Okay, the second thing is the short-term decisions. So 1 to 6 months. So we first went over the immediate decisions, 1 to 4 weeks. Short-term decisions, 1 to 6 months. So within that 1 to 6 month time period, you want to go ahead and establish some type of legal business structure, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, or a trust. Choose the best legal entity based on your goals, the asset protection, taxes, and estate planning. So you got time to do that within the first 6 months. You calling around, hell, you can even ask ChatGPT to find the people for you. You got to figure out if you're going to create a family office, if the wealth is substantial, usually over $10 million. So you're going to have to think differently if you start. And a lot of y'all will. If you start making if you have over $10 million of assets, you might have to create a family office. And that's where you're gonna talk to your tax attorney, your CPA, etc. And then you want to consider a holding company. This is one structure that I'm thinking about. A holding company structure to oversee multiple businesses, ventures, and investments. So I have certain business ideas, like my trading business, me trading as a business. That's my first business entity. And then any future entities. Now, all this can be handled with once you figure out who your tax attorney is going to be, or your business attorney. The fifth thing you want to do is diversify your holdings. And this is when you talk to your accountant and your tax attorney, your team. This is when you talk to your team on diversifying your holdings. So allocating portions of your wealth into traditional assets. How many people y'all going to allocate some of your wealth into traditional assets like real estate, stocks, or bonds? How many of y'all, what markets do y'all see yourself allocating your wealth to after you hypothetically make $25 million? I'm sure a lot of people are going to go in real estate. Do y'all see yourself purchasing stocks? That's something you get with your CPA with, or your attorney with. The next thing, alternative investments, startups. My business, my trading business will be considered an alternative investment. So I got a trading business. Precious metals. I'm definitely going to allocate some of my wealth into gold, silver, and private equity. Oh, what's up, Ed? Appreciate you joining. Real estate, for sure. Precious metals. Definitely real estate and precious metals. Again, before you make any moves, don't do this by yourself. Make sure your team walks you through the process. Like, okay, man, there's this house I've been looking at. Or there's this property I've been looking at. Or this real estate. Let me call up my accountant and discuss this. Or my tax attorney. Or my team. I'm gonna call up my team. And I'm going to be like, they're looking over your books and your portfolio. And I'm going to be like, hey, man, I'm interested in this profit. I know I can buy it. But what you think about it? You get that second opinion, and they're going to pretty much be like, well, hey, Mr. Boss, you can go ahead. You looking good over here. If you want to go ahead and diversify, go right ahead. And then you get that confirmation, and then boom, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make the move on it. How you asked them, how would it hurt me? Like, okay, is it going to hurt me? You know what I'm saying? Will I still be good if I do this move right here? And then you weigh out your options. So that's how you do that with your team. It also says, check it out, stable coins or cash reserve. ChatGPT be knowing. ChatGPT be knowing. So if you can also diversify into stable coins or cash reserves to ensure liquidity. That's another thing as well. You want to always make sure you're liquid. We're sitting on 25 million. Me personally, I don't need a lot of cash to for me, my personal life, I'm going to keep my expenses real low. I don't need a whole lot of cash. I'm going to say, like, for me, like, being liquid to me is like sitting on about $250,000 in cash. 250 cash, and that I can manage that for real. Like, I'm sitting on 25 million, and I just need 250,000. I'm not even going to spend that in a year time frame. That's not even going to be my monthly expenses. That's not even going to be nowhere near my yearly expenses. So 250,000 can get me through about a few years. That's how frugal I am. I can make 250,000 stretch. Because we trying to maintain wealth, and we trying to continue to grow and get wealthier. We're sitting on 25 million. Now we need to reinvest that. That's a good percentage, Excalibur, 2% in cash. Out of the 25 million, let me see what that is. Let's see what 2% is out of the 25 million. Pull it up right quick. That's about 500,000. That's not bad. So yeah, out of 25 million, 2% out of the 2% out of the 25 million, that's $500,000 in cash. And then you can diversify that into multiple accounts. You can spread that out. You can even allocate some of that to your business. But again, never keep over 150,000 in bank accounts. So you're definitely going to have multiple bank accounts. You're going to have expenses. You're going to have, play account, and you go on from there. So 500,000 out of the 25 million, that's not doing bad at all. I'm going to make that stretch. I don't need a dozen cars. Me personally, if I'm sitting on $25 million, you only can drive one car at a time. Me personally, I'm going to have one vehicle. I might lease them, so I might can be able to swap them out every so many months. I might lease vehicles. I don't put a lot of value into cars. I love cars, but I don't put a lot of value into cars. I'm trying to break generational curses. I'm trying to think differently. I'm trying to live forever, goddammit. Not really, but I'm trying to just do different shit that people don't normally do. Oh yeah, that's what I was getting to as well. So out of that 500,000, now that we got stable coins, the stable coins are going to be producing interest, whatever they're going to be putting on the interest on stable coins. So 5%. So your money could be growing in a stable coin. And if everything is digital by that point, then you're just going to be transacting on chain. So stable coins for sure. So out of 500,000, we can divide that in two. Let's say we put 250 in stable coins and the rest of the 250 in fiat currency. Mark, you say you live on 75K? Shit, I'm gonna make it stretch. But those are the diversification things. Next thing you should do, number 6, is insurance and asset protection. So within that first 1 to 6 months, after you set up your team, then you start looking at insurance and asset protection. After you got everything set up, your accountant said, okay, you can go ahead and break that 500,000 up, put it in multiple accounts, and now you're set. Now you're comfortable. After you After you allocate that 500 grand to different accounts, and now you could just sit back and now you can start thinking about your next moves. Like, okay, insurance and asset protection. You talking to your attorney. It said, ChatGPT says, obtain an umbrella liability insurance, protect physical assets and properties, set up legal shields for wealth, LLCs, trusts, offshore entities, if appropriate and legal. So later on the late end of you setting up everything, that's when you start looking at those trusts and those offshore entities and things like that. You start talking to your attorney like, hey, I want to allocate this. Definitely you got to have an account for your attorneys as well. You got to allocate money to your attorneys so that they can handle shit properly for you. So you're not doing all this and stressing about it. You just paying the money so that they can set you up and then you're going to be good. You said that LLC comes with some good money. Pay yourself and you're covered for sure. The next thing you want to do is build cash flow. So after you set everything up, are y'all going to just sit around and be lazy? You paid now. Now you can do you got some flexibility, and now you don't know what to do with your time. You can't get stagnant. You got to start creating your new life for yourself. The next thing you want to do is build cash flow. Decide how much you will pay yourself. And that's when you get your attorney and they're going to tell you like, okay, you explain all this to your attorney. Like you want to be able to cash flow. You got business ideas and you want to start get going. Decide how much money you want to pay yourself, either monthly, weekly, quarterly, however you want to do it. And you got to automate a budget for yourself. So some of y'all are living paycheck to paycheck, but y'all going to eventually get to a point where annually you're just setting aside cash for expenses, and that money would just come out of that account and you're not even thinking about your bills at all because it's already paid for. You can already pay up your expenses for the year ahead of time. That's a life to live right there, right? That's a comfortable life to live. Some people are living like that where they ain't even thinking about bills. So you want to automate your budget where living expenses are coming out, business development, taxes, reinvestment. So all that can already be set up. Talk to your accountant for that. And then it says create a safety fund that lasts at least 12 to 24 months. So this, to me, this isn't even included with that 500 grand. That's not even included with the 500 grand. To me, you talk to your tax attorney like, okay, I got 500 grand. That's 2%. Now I need at least 24 months of safety a safety fund. Get with your accountant. What percentage would y'all put on that? What percentage would y'all put on the safety fund? Out of the 25 million. And we set ourselves up real good. You know what I'm saying? This is what y'all should be doing. And this is all within the first 6 months. Me personally, I'm going to hit the ground. I'm going to hit the ground going. I'm going to hit the ground running. Like I ain't, every day is going to be, every day for the next 6 months, I'm going to be hitting the ground going and making sure all this shit gets set up. Every day is going to be like a job. And once it's set up, you're just going to be able to kick your feet up and you're going to be like, what I'm going to do next? But let's say out of the 25 million, let's allocate another 2% to the emergency fund. So you got 500,000 in cash, and then you got another 500,000 in emergency. That 500,000 could probably be put in a stable coin to earn you interest as well. It could be put in a stable coin to be earning you interest, but that's an emergency. So imagine your emergency growing money for you. Your emergency fund growing interest, gaining interest, and compounding for you. So that's another thought. That's something I just thought about. Then we get into our long-term decisions, 6 months to 5 years. It says, decide your role. Either you're going to be an investor versus an operator. So this is when this is when you're sitting on all that capital, all those funds. You already set up. You got your emergency. You got your savings. You got the rest of your allocation, your assets. You got your real estate. etc. You're just sitting comfortable. So now we got to start thinking out long term. It says decide your role. Either you're going to be an investor versus an operator. So an investor is somebody who just takes the money and keeps reinvesting it into businesses or assets or whatever. And then an operator is somebody who's going to want to be busy, staying active, running businesses and stuff like that. Which one do y'all decide? So it says the investor path focuses on allocating capital into other businesses or real estate. An operator path builds and grows your own company, like a media education trading firm. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, I'm gonna be doing both. Me personally, I'm gonna be doing both because why not? You got more than enough time. Like right now, what I'm doing right now, this is my media or education platform. This is my media and education platform on YouTube. I will have more time to grow this and make this platform better over time. So I will be operating this as a business. And then on the other side, as an investor, yes, I'm going to always be allocating capital to either more business or more real estate, buying up properties, buying up land, and keep growing that capital. Excalibur, I was just, before you said it, I was just about to say the same thing. Goddamn laundromats and car washes. That's constant money every day. People got to wash clothes. Everybody don't have a washer and dryer. And then y'all know how society is going. We supposed to be, you know, people is going to be the haves and have-nots. You know, people ain't going to be able to afford brand new washers and dryers. So people are going to definitely have to go to laundromats. Matter of fact, my dryer just went out and I had to go to a laundromat for a few days. But I'm fortunate enough to get a new dryer. Some people can't do that. So most definitely laundromats, car washes. Those are business ideas. And people are going to constantly wash their cars and go to laundromats. Develop and scale business strategy. So number 9, it says launch businesses align with your strategies, like a trading education. Again, it's molded. This ChatGPT answer is kind of molded to what I was talking about or my personality. So trading education, crypto fund, and I don't know what a SaaS tools are. I don't know what that is. It says build or acquire cash flowing assets like rental properties, like online businesses. Like right now, this is my online business. If y'all want to sign up to the Patreon, go ahead. I got educational material. Definitely want to get into rental properties. I'm not really interested in franchises because I don't know how franchises works. And I think that might be a headache. Does buying a franchise make you an operator or an investor? Because I'm not trying to operate no franchise. Now, maybe I can invest in the franchise and other people operate it and I sit back and grow my wealth off of that. But with franchises, I'm not really interested in that. That's just me personally. It says create a personal brand to attract opportunities, especially in the crypto space. That's what y'all see right now. Personal brand, Boss Vision Network. That's my personal brand. It says create a long-term investment thesis. Define your macroeconomic view. Set a clear rule. And this is pretty much long-term. Like you set up, you got shit going for yourself, and then you just looking out to the future. Okay, for sure. Like Shaq. Yeah, Shaq does do that. It says set clear rules for when to take profits. And to me, my philosophy is with these digital assets, you're only taking profits to reinvest into other assets. So that's my opinion with crypto. What to reinvest in, like real estate, businesses. How to adjust for inflation in bear markets. Consider a family legacy plan, charitable foundation, generational wealth, and trust. Again, definitely consider that. And then it scrolls down. Let's say it says key mindset and strategic principles. And everything you do should have principles structured within it. Discipline over emotion. Avoid lifestyle inflation. So a lot of people are going to fall for this. Lifestyle inflation. Like I said, all I need is one vehicle. I can sit on $25 million and have one car, and that's all I need. Wealth disappears quickly when it's not anchored by structure. And that's what I'm going over right now. We're giving y'all structure, giving y'all a strategy. If y'all haven't done so, go ask ChatGPT on how to do this for you, and it will help you out. It says refrain from large discretionary spending until at least 6 months of planning and financial hygiene. So how many people are going to go out there within the first 6 months and go spend a lot of money on like real estate or whatever in the first 6 months without a plan? How many people are going to fall for that without a plan? Next, focus on cash flow, not just net worth. Y'all peep that? Once y'all sit on that $25 million, that's when the clock gets started for me. You sitting on $25 million, it's only a matter of time, depending on your lifestyle. Some people can live out the rest of their life off that. But if you in the United States, you know you got to produce more. So, and especially you got to account for inflation. But focus on cash flow. At XRP hits $500, you're sitting on 50,000 XRP. That's $25 million. You set everything up. You're structured. You got your team, your tax team, your attorneys. Everything's set. Next thing one of the key things you should focus on is cash flow. You need to figure out if you're going to invest in businesses or assets to produce more income, either monthly or quarterly. Monthly or quarterly. I already got my strategy. The strategy that I'm going to be doing is what I'm teaching y'all right here on this Discord. On this platform, YouTube. I'm trying to show y'all how to trade. Go sign up to the Patreon. Learn how to trade. Link is in the description. That's one business. That's just one. There's multiple ways you can skin a cat and make cash flow. But if you want a lifestyle where you can just sit back, wake up whenever you want, pretty much, let's say at a decent time. Let's say you wake up at like 9 a.m. You come look at the market. You're only looking for an hour to trade, and there's no cap, no limitation on how much money you can make in one day, 1 hour. That's what trading does. Why do y'all think those derivatives products are going live? Why do you think the futures products are coming to the market? Because those are for savvy traders, savvy investors, and institutions, because they're not going to work. Institutions are not going to work. They're going to deploy their money into these markets and make easy money in the derivatives market. The derivatives market, as y'all know, is over quadrillions of dollars, and it is the most liquid market out there. The financial markets are the most liquid industry. It's the most liquid industry in the whole world. Everything has to come to the financial markets. Everything. So that's why I'm trying to show y'all how to trade, because this shit is lucrative and liquid. You can go, there's doctors trying to learn how to trade because, a doctor's lifestyle, a surgeon, that lifestyle is stressful. You're cutting on bodies every day, and it's very depressing. Some people die on you. You know what I'm saying? You can't save everybody's life. So that lifestyle is depressing. I know doctors who want to learn how to trade to get up out of that industry. And there are doctors that trade on the side, making more money than their current career. So consider that. So definitely cash flow. It says you want to use cash flow to grow without liquidating long-term positions. Again, a lot of y'all are going to fall and make the mistake of liquidating your assets too quickly without having a strategy or a plan. You need 1 to 6 months, sometimes longer. It might take you over a year to set all this up. Go slow. There's no rush. You're a multimillionaire. You're a multimillionaire now. You're sitting on $25 million. It's set in stone as long as you can secure your assets, and then as long as you can start talking to attorneys, you start talking to financial institutions about storage and staking, loaning your assets out, you're going to be good. Just plan it out. Talk to a team of people. And then once you set all that up, use cash flow to grow without liquidating your long-term position. So if you can find different industries and different assets to cash flow, you're going to be rich forever. And then hopefully you can pass that down to your kids' kids. It says, build around a core vision. Decide, are you a trader, investor, educator, entrepreneur, philanthropist? So I'm definitely a trader. I'm definitely an investor. I'm definitely an educator. I'm definitely an entrepreneur. And I haven't thought about philanthropy yet. Yes, it's good to give back, but I need to know more about philanthropy and how that works. But definitely I am doing all 4 of these: trading, investor, education, entrepreneur, and then align your business decisions to that identity. So that's what you should do. And then I even also asked ChatGPT, crypto accountants and tax attorneys. So I live in Louisiana, and what I asked it was, find me a comprehensive list of crypto-friendly accountants and attorneys in the state of Louisiana who will fully understand crypto. And then sure enough, it spit out local crypto-friendly attorneys in my state. So, and then it also gives their websites and all that, etc. So for example, if I click on this right here, this is an attorney over here in my state. And then I think I was scrolling, and let me see right quick. I was scrolling and seeing something where they talked about crypto. So let me, services, business services. Tax services. Yes, on their website, under tax services, right there. That's what you want to be looking for on one of these attorneys' website. And like I said, if y'all just joining, start with your local, start locally first. And then once everything is set up, after everything is set up, then you start looking at those offshore accounts and, you know, where you want to move to. So you come into Sudden Wealth, set up everything in your state first. And then once everything's set up, you might decide, hey, I want to start moving around to different states, different countries. Then you can consult with your attorneys or whatever, and then you can start moving around and searching different attorneys in those other states. So that's what I'm trying to get at. But definitely on, ChatGPT spit this out for me. It probably would have been hard for me to look up an attorney who specialized in crypto, but ChatGPT held it down for me. Yes, ChatGPT is godsend. For sure. But I think that's going to be it for me today. I'd probably go live tomorrow. The things I seen in the news, if y'all missed it, I seen that Ripple tried to acquire Circle for $5 billion. There's rumors that they're trying to up that payment. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I think they're going to buy them out, in my honest opinion. Circle, they have the stable coins, but they don't have the rails to run those stable coins on. They have to go to other blockchains. So Circle doesn't have the rails to run stable coins on, but they got the technology for the stable coins. And then it makes sense for Ripple to go ahead and buy them out or integrate with them or partner up with them. So, man, Ripple got a lot of capital, don't they, man? Ripple sitting over there. Ripple is flexing. So, yes, Ripple try to buy out Circle. I don't think it's the last of this. I think we continue to see more dealing with this. That's not the end of that. Ripple is just flexing. And then other than that, let me go look at what XRP is currently doing. Nothing. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and end this week. There's not much going on because of the economic calendar. We have a lot of high impact news in the market this week. And non-farm payroll. Let's go ahead and go over to next week, and that will begin the first week of May 4th through the 10th. Sneaky. He said, yeah, I think they're going to buy them out as well. Ripple has the money for it, no matter their asking price, for sure. I don't think it's like a get down or lay down situation. It's just a smart business rule, and Ripple's trying to monopolize that stablecoin market. They're trying to monopolize that stable coin market. So it only makes sense. Like, time will tell. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all joining. I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. Again, consider all that wealth management. If you missed anything, go back over on that wealth management section of this live stream. I think it was insightful. I think that's something you need to start thinking about, start discussing with yourself, and consider it. If y'all want to learn how to trade, if you're brand new to the channel, come over here, sign up to the Patreon. I'm teaching technical analysis. Once you come into that wealth, this is a skill set that you want to have, because this will be a business that you can always draw to. This can always be a business that you can always draw to once you become into wealth and you're not just sitting around. You can always go to trade and produce capital, produce an income. So come over here and sign up to the Patreon if y'all interested. Appreciate it, Big Dre. Appreciate you for joining, man. Everybody is joining. But see, shout out to you, Sneaky. Sneaky says the Patreon is phenomenal. Pro lessons coming. Let me see if I can give y'all a sneak peek of the pro lessons. 1 second. 1 second. I've been working. Got to balance that work-life balance. Or I mean that family life, work balance, whatever y'all want to call it. And that's what I've been balancing. So right here, it's not available yet, but there you go. I'm still producing the content. Pro lessons. I already got the beginner lessons for people that want to just starting off, want to learn the basics to technical analysis and trading. But I'm already producing the pro lessons. So that's on the way. I will announce it when they're ready. And this is going into more in-depth price action models. Whether you want to be a day trader, scalper, I'm producing swing trading, position trading, universal trading. I got different models that I can be producing and teaching. And this is going to be in the pro lesson. So be on the lookout for that shortly. But in the meantime, I appreciate y'all time. I'll check y'all out tomorrow. And y'all keep your head on the swivel and be ready for anything, especially instant wealth or sudden wealth. So I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace out.